today we want to proceed from where we stopped. And so we are still following our kccug.com/LTS as the website. So go Chrome, write our web address kccug.com/LTS and tap on enter. Username is LTS. Password LTS 3%. Tap on login. Click on loan management. So yesterday we learned how to create a user and allocate him products. We also learned how to manage loan application and loan approval. We saw how the system can generate a repayment schedule. And then we also saw the accounting information that is generated as a result of dispersing a loan. We saw how to manage a loan schedule, setting savings contributions, shares contributions, and then looking at our calendar. We saw how the system can automatically prepare a loan schedule and then post it to the audit trail. That was one form of effecting loan recoveries, but also managing shares and savings deposits. We saw how the system can accrue interest such that any interest that falls due is updated onto the member's loan account. We saw how to generate a loan statement of account. We also saw how to have a look at daily operations reports, whereby you would see loans that have been given out during a specific period, and you would also see how you can see product balances, products including commercial loans, shares, and savings. Okay. Then lastly, we saw how we can make use of a loan portal such that we can each be able to see our respective statements, loan, savings, shares. We could also be able to send feedback to the SACCO executive. We would also be able to perform a loan calculation such that we can check if we are to apply for a loan, how much interest are we supposed to pay, and when will that loan come to an end. That was a loan portal. So today we are going to proceed with the loan schedule, because after posting that loan schedule, okay, you are supposed to clear it, prepare it for the next month. Okay, so if we go back to our loan schedule, create it. If you go back to the loan schedule here and click on edit current, you're going to discover that our loan schedule is still intact. But if you scroll to this side, you will find that the loan schedule has been posted. That is the post status. And it has been posted by SACCOS. But when you check archiving, by archiving, we mean you store it somewhere within the LTS system, such that you can have a look at historical schedules. Okay? And then you leave this interface, this area, to be empty, such that you can prepare it for the subsequent month. So the process of archiving actually just does that. You remove the information from this area and then you put it to the archive, where I'm going to show. How do you archive? You click on schedule and click on archive schedule, archive current schedule, here on this option. When you click on it, it will get to do the archiving, and it tells you schedule archiving has been done successfully. Okay, good. So once it has been archived, you can still check to confirm it has been archived. If you click on edit current schedule, it is now empty, meaning that you have now prepared it for the next month. And that month that has been archived actually disappears from your calendar, as we are going to demonstrate. Click on back. Click on view historical schedules to check and confirm that when we archived it, actually we did not just delete, but we put it elsewhere in our archive, such that we can retrieve it later on if need be. Click on view historical schedules. There you are. So the archived schedule is placed here. Tells you the month was November, and it was generated from 1st November 25 to 30th November 25. That is our archive schedule. Okay, and if you click on schedule wizard here, you are going to notice that November has disappeared, because for it has been archived. So you actually see that during the normal trend of operation, you will find that January it disappears, February it disappears, March it disappears, until when you reach the end of the year. Because normally archive month at a time, and we start with the first month before the next month. It would be abnormal for you if December before January. That would be problems. Okay, that is how we do our schedule, from generating it to setting deductions to archiving it. Now, once you archive it, means that you are now ready to go into the next period. Good. So now what we have demonstrated is a scenario whereby our recoveries and savings are done via the salary schedule. But remember, there will be scenarios whereby somebody comes and gives us cash. Say, put this money on my savings account. Okay? Another one will come and then say, put this money on my shares account. Okay? Therefore, we need to show you how we can perfect savings deposits, shares deposits, and even loan repayments using direct cash. without going through a schedule. So this is, we are beginning with the savings, okay? If you click on this option, which we call savings deposit, okay? Let us assume that it is Sentongo who is depositing 100,000 shillings on his savings account by cash. So it's Sentongo here. Names. Okay? So you find that it is showing only the savings account. Click on. Okay? So just to see this is good. Which date is giving us this on the 2nd of December. How much is he giving us? 100, 1, 2, 3. And then you can submit. Okay? That is how simple. Where has this record gone? This information has gone to our audit trail. Click on edit transaction, sorry, on and click on edit transaction. You will find savings deposit on the cash account by Sentongo worth 100,000 shillings. If you print the statement of account for Sentongo, click on statement of account, Sentongo, savings from 1st of November 2025. Okay, there you are. He initially had 20,000, but now he has added 100, such that his new balance is 120,000. Let us look at shares deposit. Somebody can come and then say, I want to buy shares. Click on shares here. Shares. The only problem I have with shares here is that I will have to use the account. I think Sentongo was 7001 or 9001. This cash account, case date, let us say 2nd of December 2025. The account is 90001. This is a share purchase. Share purchase should be here. Control V is purchase share 60,000 and 2, 3. Okay, just say here these are 3 shares. The value is 21 to 3. If we have reference number, you put certificate number, you just put and then click insert share. So if you click again in the audit trail transaction here, you will find purchase of 3 shares at 600,000 shillings. Okay, sent on. If you go to Tongo's account, I think this one has got to be changed. Instead of 20, we shall put 60. But let us look at the account for Sentongo here. Name search, shares, say from 1st November 2025 up There you are. Initially it was 40. Okay. And now he has added 20,000 such that it becomes 60. If it is repayment, okay, still the same thing. Where is our loan repayment? Here. Okay. We can say, let's search for Sentongo. There is Sentongo. His loan account is this. Correct. Cash. When is he giving us cash on the 2nd of December 2025? How much is he paying us? 151 to 3. And then submit. And if you click on quick loan transactions, you can see a loan repayment by cash for Sentongo. If you check Sentongo, his loan account is 5th of November 2025. Today. This is now Sentongo. So you can see the additional 150 that has been paid. Okay. And therefore his new outstanding balance becomes 703, 334. So this explains that in addition to the automatic procedure of handling these recoveries, you can also use specific web pages and also do exactly the same thing on the one-by-one basis. Okay, so the next thing now is to show you how we can get money that has been collected in cash form. Okay, because I was told here that the school does not write check for you. Instead, at the end of the month, members each come and then pay their respective monies to the SACCO. Okay? Now that implies that when we do the posting of the recovery, actually that money is collected in form of cash. And if that is the case, then we should expect to bank this money. Okay? So let us first show you the collection center for this money as we do what? As we release the schedule. This was something that I have mentioned. It's very important yesterday. So when we release the schedule, the money that has been collected from each individual is collected on a specific account, which we call the company account. If you click on financial reports and click on financial reports and click on trial balance here, okay, you will find this account. We call the company name data. We are going to change it to SACCO collection account. Okay. So the money is pushed to the SACCO collection account but it finally should be banked. Now you can see the SACCO collection account has 709,000 shillings. Okay? And by the way, you can even print the statement of account such that we see the various people who have given us that money. But for now, let us just assume that we have 709,999 on this account and we want to bank it. How do you do that banking? 709 from 100, 700. Click on, where is my banking option? Bankings. Okay. So this, after we have changed it, for now we are going to use this, just the same account, cash account. But after we have changed it, it will appear among these. By the way, let me see if I can change it right now. Is it 100, 700? Okay, company data. Company data, I set you to be a bank. Is it possible for me to change him also from here? Collection account. I hope I remember to put it back because this is my what? My tribe. So I have called it Kavadia collection account. Good. Now, when we check here, I will call you, I'm in a workshop. I will call you, I'm in a workshop. If it is urgent, you put it on WhatsApp. So if I click on my box and I click on temporary box and I click on balance, I see Kavaja collection account data. Okay, now I'm going to transfer the 709,000 shillings bank in form of bankings. Click on bank. Click Kavaja collection account has appeared. Select it. Then you say this is cash deposit. How much was it? Okay, I'm depositing on the 1st of December 2025, 700,000. 1, 2, 3. Sometimes you may leave the. Okay. So once you do that, now you are going to discover that the money has actually, and no, I think I have made a mistake. I'm sorry. We shall have to use a different method. I will not use this banking option. Edit. Let me delete it. I will not use this because you can see you're crediting the cash and then putting it here. A big mistake in accounting. Delete, 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 delete. It's like a data repaying. Click loan. Loan here. So I'm not going to use the banking option. Why? Because that account that was collecting that money is actually a data. And the banking option assumes that money is coming from the cash account direct. So I believe in your case, what we shall do, instead of using this data account, we shall be pushing the money directly to the cash account. So once we push that money direct to the cash account, then we shall be able to use banking option here. You just click on banking, okay? The money is going to cash bank, and then you say this is a cash deposit, cash DP, you get the date, 1st of December 2025, indicate amount 700,000 shillings. 1, 2, 3, and then you click submit. Once that is done, then you will be having this transaction here. Okay, cash deposit. It is depositing our cash at bank by 700,000 shillings, and this money is coming from the cash account. So we shall not be using the other one. Instead, when we are posting our schedule, we shall post it directly to the cash account. Okay, good. Now, your audit trail, sorry, your financial reports here, and then you click on financial reports. You click on balance. You will find cash at bank worth 850. Why? Because there was some money earlier that had been posted to the banker account. You can print the statement of account for this cash at bank to see how it comes about. You click on statement account, bank. We shall define that cash at bank, by the way, because you have a bank account. So instead of calling it cash at bank, we shall be calling it the exact name of your bank. So you select here. From 1st of January 2025 up to okay. So that is our cash deposit for 700,000 shillings. I can see loan repayment, cash at bank of 150. It means the other loan repayment which we effected, instead of putting it on the cash account, just put it on cash at bank, as if somebody went back and did a direct deposit, which is also another form of repayment, and it is okay. I wanted to find out why I had 850,000 discount instead of 700,000. Okay, so that is how you manage recoveries. You do the bank. Okay, now we want to show you how you are going to withdraw money from the bank and bring it to your cash account. Because when people apply for loans and these loans are approved, okay, we can go to the bank and withdraw the total that has been approved, bring it here. Okay, and then that is when that disbursement through the cash account shall be affected. So the question is, when we withdraw money from the bank and bring it here for disbursements and other expenses, by the way, how is it done within the system? That is what brings us to payment voucher, because we don't have a direct option of banker withdrawal. Okay, but there are processes that if you are going to withdraw money from the bank, there must be a voucher to authorize that withdrawal. And this system is going to prepare that voucher for you. So use this option of prepare payment voucher. Select the where the money is going to be withdrawn. This is chat bank. Pay and say it is treasurer. Details bank withdrawal was for loans to be disbursed by cash. Check now if there is a check number you will indicate. Date will indicate the date, maybe today. Now here you have a vote code. Okay, this vote is cash. You can search for the word cash here. Okay, and then you can see it is the cash account. You select it, account 100. Description, you write the same thing here. Loan disbursements. Amount, let us assume that the total that we are going to disburse is 2 million shillings. 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. This received by, you can leave it and just say this out. Okay. So the system has prepared a payment for us here, as you can see. Next thing, you print this payment voucher because it will be signed together with the check. Click on print payment voucher, and the system will generate for you a payment voucher like this. That's your payment. And you can see we already have space where the signatures. Good. So now, after preparing this payment voucher, you should now be able to post it to accounts. At this stage, it is not yet posted to our account C section. Click on back, click on quick, click on print payment voucher. This should be print stroke post. Okay. Now, one thing you should note is that every payment voucher comes with a voucher number. It is automatic. So this is the various vouchers shall be. Now, if I want to post only this one, once it is in view like this, just click on post. On view, indicates here that this voucher has been. That is number one. Number two, If it has been posted, where has this information gone? The information has gone to our accounting section. Click on Quick Loan. Click on Edit Transaction. So you find 2 million shillings here on our cash account. If we want to see that money actually on cash, such that when we disperse, we don't disperse against nothing, you can just click on Quick Loan Reports, click on Financial Reports, click on Trial Balance, look at the figure on your cash account. This is the account. As we talk now, it is 850,000. I wanted to find out and explain to you why. We have withdrawn 2 million shillings. But when we go to the trial balance, it is telling us that, hey, by the way, this is cash at bank. Cash account, it is 3,850,580, and unfortunately, it's on the credit side. But I just want to find out if somebody can explain to us why. Do you know why? You remember yesterday when we dispersed the loan, we dispersed that loan through what? Through cash. It means that we spent all that, but there was a loan of 2 million shillings. Percent on. There was a loan of 1 million shillings. We dispersed through cash. It means that the cash account lost money, which it did not have. So when you bring 2 million shillings and you put it here, it's even less than what was dispersed. Okay? When the money goes to the credit side and it's a cash account, you know you have spent more money than what you had on your cash account. The money for cash should always be on the debit side here of your account. Let us try to generate the cash account and see where that 2 million has come before we judge its negative value. Statement of account. Cash, just write the word cash. Cash. Which date? 1st of January 2025. Which up. Now you can see our 2 million shillings. Withdraw for loans to be disbursed by cash, 2 million shillings. And it was withdrawn on 3rd of December 2025. Okay, so indeed the 2 million that was withdrawn from the bank is being shown here on the cash account. However, you are going to have money that was dispersed. This was dispersed. Hello? Yeah. Kale kankubira ono nsobya mu ddakiika 3 ngenda ku. Just 1 minute. Accounts. Do you know accounts? Yes. This is what we are doing here is now accounting. Accounting. Is it It is one area where people are not very comfortable, especially teachers. But there are certain things that you cannot do without it. Somewhere along the way, you find it. Hmm? Except there is one mistake which we made here when we were withdrawing. Omaze, kati sooka omale okuapulodingako ebyo byokoze. Omusajja buli bubi bwagala kugamba bazadde baabwe bakyekige ebintu. Just set it or uploading ebino ebisigadde spreadsheet ogifutulemu obikole mpola mpola kasita abo bajja kuba bagenzi. Onkubira ng'omaze. Okay, we made one mistake here because you can see on transaction number 17 we are withdrawing this account and put in there. I think when we are selecting instead of cash at hand, we select cash at account. Okay, but these are things that you can always edit. See transaction like this, transaction number 17. It is easy for us to go to the audit trail and edit that information, okay, to do a correction. But I will not go into there because okay, yes, but there is one additional important thing that I must mention in as far as this accounting business is concerned, that you make expenditure. Okay, you buy stationery and then what else do you spend on? Don't think yeah, they spend it on transport when the cashier is going to give you money from the bank and airtime. So in order to capture those expenses, you still use this same option. By the way, these expenses are very crucial. Why are they very crucial? When we are determining the net income, you see our interest is automatic. But not all this interest is going to be shared by the members. The money that we are supposed to share is you get the total interest, which is your income, and subtract off the expense. The balance is what you declare as profit to the members, and then you decide to share. Now, if we were not capturing expenses, you are going to declare more income, and the next day the circle will be finished because you must get income, deduct off any expense. What remains is what is. So, in order to capture our expenses, in most cases, still we withdraw money from the bank and it comes here in cash form. Okay? So that withdrawal shall be effected by this payment voucher. But also, expenses, we still use the same option of payment voucher. Okay? Because they must be approved. Anything that requires approval, you go through payment voucher. Good. So let us assume that we are going to spend money on airtime. This money is going to be from the petty cash. Okay? But if you are not keeping a separate petty cash, you can still use the cash account. Let us go by cash account. So assume that you withdraw money from the bank, brought it in cash. Part of it will be the disbursements for loans. Another portion of it will be our expenses. Okay, so click on prepare payment. Indicate that the money is coming from that account. E is treasurer. Details passport. Bank. Okay. You don't have a number here because that money was actually brought from the bank up to here, but you had to spend that money in order for you to go to the bank. So you get date here, maybe say today. You get vote. Now the vote is picked from here, from the transport. Transport and click on side. There is transport and travel as an expense. Click. How much money? Transport bank. How much money? 10,000. Okay. Now you can post this, or we can generate another payment voucher. And by the way, you can even have more than 2 items on the same voucher. There is transport, then there is also airtime. So you just say what is, I don't know whether I have airtime here, but at least there is no airtime. Telephone charges, telephone, telephone expenses. Good. Just say airtime amount 523. Okay. So you have 2 items, and then you can print this page. That's what it is. It has these 2 items. There is transport and airtime, total of 15,000. Let us post this payment to our system. Loan or now this is voucher number 2, and its post status is nothing. Just click on post. Done. Click on edit transfer. So you will find that transaction has been put here. Okay, good. So now, if you have captured your expense, it means the computer can prepare an income statement to show you the difference between your revenue with interest and your expenditure, which is this item, and it will tell you that you have a surplus or deficit. How will it do that one? It will do so via what we call financial reports. Click on financial reports. Expand it. Click on temporary financial reports. Click on income statement. Okay. So when you click on income statement, I want you to notice that you have your income here, which is interest on loans, which is 120. And you have your expenses here, okay, transport and telephone expenses totaling 15,000. So the computer shows you that you have a surplus of 105. So when we go to the annual general meeting, we tell them that during the year we made a profit of 105. Okay? And so you can ask them which portion of this with what, but remember still that much as you may be counting 120 interest, some of the members may have borrowed. So when you are sharing, you cannot share even profit accruing from defaulted loans. So that's why you just talk of percent. 50% of this can be exposed to be shared amongst ourselves. Okay? Yeah. So that is how capture expenses help us such that we can be able to answer that vital question. How much profit we make? Want now start sharing how much is the reason why we have the circle. Okay? So now you are supposed to do a bank reconciliation. You have seen us posting our recoveries to the bank. You have seen us posting our cash receipts to the bank. Kenya, proceed. This man has finished uploading. Kati fe tuba tumaze already. I have set it. The minimum balance I have set it to 10,000. Yes, they are. There is a girl or a boy whom I tested. If you can give me 1 minute, I give you. Stay online, yeah. Oh, I'm using this same thing. Sorry. 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 Okay, we said that you have got to bank reconciliation. Okay, and in order to do the bank reconciliation, you will use this option here. You click on bank reconciliation. Of course, you will first go to the bank and then ask them to give you a statement for that particular. Okay. Now you select the bank account we are using. You indicate the date range from 1st of November 2025 up, and then click. Okay. So what the computer will do is to give you all the transactions that have gone to your statement. Okay, according to the computer. Now you pick your statement from the bank and then start reconciling. When you see that the cash deposit of 700,000 shillings, is it on the statement? Yes. So you tick here and also tick on the statement. Okay? Loan repayment cash is sent on. You went to the bank and deposited direct on our account. And that money is there. You tick here and you tick on the statement. Now, after doing that, you click on. After saving, you now prepare what we call bank reconciliation report. How do you prepare that bank reconciliation report? Click on bank reconciliation report. Okay? Cash at bank. Then from 1st of November 2025. Okay. 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 Consider deposited transactions. No. Yes, I think bank reconciliation. This one is the one which we want. Okay. Indicate the date, 1st of November 20. Okay. Then here you'll be required to put down the closing balance from the bank statement. It is, let us assume that the closing let us assume that the closing balance is 1 million. Write it here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then click on. Okay. So the computer is going to prepare a summary of the bank reconciliation. Okay. Okay. So if the bank reconciliation is correct, this difference will be 0. It must be 0, meaning that your bank and your computer are tallying, and they must. Okay? If it is anything other than 0, we tell you, you untick them and do it on a day-by-day basis. Along the way, you will discover something that is missing and you will correct it. Okay? So that is bank reconciliation. We need to do it on a monthly basis. Otherwise, even when audit is going to be done, the auditor shall ask, why? Do you do bank reconciliation, by the way? Hey, we do it. And you give me bank reconciliation file. Because this one does not remain in computer. It must be printed and filed on a month-by-month basis. If auditor comes and there is no bank reconciliation, then he knows that I'm just now going to figure. Because it is the bank that we, whatever, if you have a policy that whatever we are spending, must spend from the bank, and whatever we receive here in cash, we must first bank it. Okay? Then the bank is going to also you, and somehow it is going to ensure that every expense that you have incurred capture it into the system. And every income that you will receive, because there are additional incomes that you receive, like the loan application forms. We sell them to the members. If you want to apply for a loan, you will pay 10,000 the application. So we capture that money as the other income into the system. Okay? Yeah. So that is our bank reconciliation report. Computer should prepare it for us, and then we do of that report on a month-by-month basis. Okay? I'm not going to talk about passing journals because you are getting too much scared. Those ones you will learn them slowly along the way. However, I want to say something regarding if somebody has completed paying a loan and he wants to apply for a loan. How do we do that? The loan account which we have opened for somebody will be the same loan account that we shall use to give him a new loan. Don't open multiple loan accounts for members. They are very difficult to manage. Okay? However, there is one restriction that computer shall not reuse the same loan account unless if the previous loan has been. That is why when he attempted to create a certain loan, it already has a running loan. It wants you to finish this loan first and then apply for a new one. And that is where the scenario that we are talking about comes in the practical scenarios. Situation where you told me that somebody applied for a loan for 6 months, okay? But now he wants to retire it after 3 months, okay? It is uncommon that these people pay money, although it happens, okay? But what is I have found in a number of SACCOS is that somebody checks and he's left with only 2 months, okay? And he has a problem where it is a project and it is now stalling. He wants more money, but his loan is left only 2 installments. What's it? 500,000 shillings. Get it? So what he does, he says, you know, I'm going to apply for another loan for 1 million shillings. However, you will deduct your 500,000 and give me 500. So in your case, you will, from the money that you are going to give me, you remove your 500 that is remaining in my account. So you repay, and then you close that. After closing it, now you do what? You give me a fresh loan of 1 million. However, in cash, you will give me 500,000 because I have given you the other 500,000. You get it? So the money is using
shuffle money again to what? To get a new loan. Yeah? So, if that happens to be the case, what we shall do is, we shall do the offset. The 500, like this man here. Let us look at some of these that are outstanding. Financial reports, daily reports, comparison reports, summary, okay, outstanding, okay. So the computer is telling us that Sentongo, the outstanding loan balance is 703, 330. You get it? Excluding the unmatured, yes, and matured interest. So according to your policy, you say if he has the 703, he should pay it to us, and then that is all. And we are now going to make this Sentongo pay the 703, 330. So that his account comes. Let us assume that he has come. And our idea is for him to apply for another loan. This is what we are trying to follow. Do you have a question?
Yeah. Those who are completing loan get a new but they didn't pay the interest.
But you told me that you waive it off.
Now we waive the interest to these ones who are completing their loan. Like it's not taking another loan, but he asked for a loan this month. He has gotten the money 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
That one paid. This one who is taking top up loan. That's what top up loan have to be out of that.
Including
the interest.
Whichever you want. Okay. But now let us take a scenario that Sentongo has his cash. We want him to what? We want him to give us that cash, such that his account comes to 0. Okay? And then we hive it and he applies for a fresh loan. Okay? So Sentongo is 703. A piece of give me a piece of I want to, because if it is not exact, the computer shall refuse to archive it. Okay? So it is 703, 334. 734. Good. So Sentongo is going to pay us this cash, and then he will use the account to get a new loan. So click on loan repay. He's giving it in cash, but it is not cash at bank. Let him give us actual cash. And where is his account here? Repayment, cash at bank, Centenary DFC. My cash account here, which has been disabled. Somebody can pay by cash. The cash appear here, search name, cash account is ticked, but I don't know why it is not flagging there. I will check and find out. Let me by check. We're doing a direct deposit. So click on loan repayment, cash at bank, Sentongo. cash deposit. He has deposited that money. When has he done it today? Amount is 703,334. Okay. Has paid us by. If you click on edit transaction, Sentongo's loan repayment is there. If we click on Sentongo's statement of account, Sentongo's loan account, and we see from 1st of November 2025 up to when they click OK. Sentongo is now at 0 balance. Okay. So once Sentongo is at 0 balance and he wants a new loan, how are we going to reuse the account? The process is archive this loan. And that is where we come to loan archiving or close stroke archive loan. Okay? That option. Okay? The account, we are going to search for Sentongo. Search now. We have it 70001. And the date for archiving today, click on my account. And by archiving account, are not removing the loan detail. Instead, we are getting the repayment schedule for Sentongo and put it and add. And once that has been done, now we can reapply. Sentongo can apply for a fresh. Let us try to see if Sentongo can be allowed to apply a fresh loan. If you click there, click on loan application, look for that is our Sentongo. Okay, so we can proceed to do the application. Okay, yeah. So that is how we do the continuous, such that you can study the nature of operation of a member. Okay, how he is his repayment behavior. If somebody says that my guarantor is sent home, now for you as a committee, before you approve, you go to the statement of account and then say, give us the statement of account sent home from 1st January 2000 up to today. Don't put a small range, put a big range. So the statement shall keep telling you he got a loan on this date, he finished it on this date. He got another loan on this date, he finished it on this date. He got another loan on this date and finished it on this. Okay? So that is the beauty of using one loan account to manage everything. But the disadvantage is that you will not apply for a fresh loan if the old loan is still running. Okay? Good. So, in a similar manner, by the way, you can loan. Somebody may say, okay, I have finished, but just close the account. Okay? I'm not using it for the time being. maybe later on you what. So you can, that's why this option is saying close stroke, archive, no. Okay? But you cannot close a loan if it still has an outstanding borrow. Okay? Want it to remain open such that every time you can check on it and then be able to remember that this man still has a loan. Yes. Okay? Now, we want to find a way of determining people who are defaulting their loan. A report that is going to an agent of these loans and then decide that the loan that you not behaving very well. You are in default by so many days. Okay? Somebody who defaults is the one who does not pay his installments when they fall due. And we want the computer to warn us about such. You get it? Now, how do we do that? Let us click on Logging Report. Okay? And then you say the processing date is today. And then you click on Generate. When you generate this report, we are now left with Nancy because Sentongo is done and he has no business, he has no problem. When we look at Nancy Rico, the computer here is telling us that Nancy Rico is in arrears by 213,000. Not yet recovered. Okay? And this debt is within a period of 1 month. So you will find people who are even beyond 30 days, 90 days, and whatever else. So these ones who will be in ranges that are far more than 130 are the ones who will cause us problems. And you will have to call them. Somebody may have an outstanding balance of, say, this much, and then when the computer does the splitting, you find the first month he defaulted by 50,000. The previous month he defaulted by 70,000. The previous he defaulted by 90,000. That kind. So these ones who are in these brackets here, they are the ones that we shall call and then say, my friend, we gave you a loan of 2 million shillings. But when the computer checks, it discovers that you are in arrears, okay? For the 2 months, you are in arrears by this much. For 3 months, you are arrears by this much. So at least you pay this one such that the computer does not report this. We want a clean ending report. You get it? So these are some of the benefits of automation. Because in Excel, you cannot have the opportunity to check on who is defaulting and who is not defaulting. You have to rely on the confidence that you have members. But if some of them decide to misbehave, we have 140. 140 is already a big number. So if some of them decide to default, you will not catch up with them without an report this nature. That is number one. Number two, remember here, the school does not write a check for us. Okay? Because in other institutions, the SACCOS license with account and then they cut from source. It becomes easier to manage. But a scenario whereby they first put the money on their account and it is them now to come and it becomes a little bit tricky. And consequently, a tool like this one, which will help you identify at an early stage that this one has defaulted by this much. Okay, it's very, very short. So that is your egg report. We shall be looking at it time as we progress. Okay. Then we have the top-up business. Okay. Somebody can come and then say, I took a loan. I don't know what your policy is, but I may take a loan, 2 million shillings. Okay. I service it very well. But then I discover that I need some additional 500,000 shillings. Okay. So I need some additional 500,000 shillings. I talk to the SACCO. Then the SACCO says that we shall give you a total for that 5,000 shillings. That is how it is done. Some SACCOs. Now, for you are saying, once you finish it, then you give him. Okay? But you could give him the 500,000, especially if he's behaving. Give him the additional 500,000 shillings. And what is now going to happen is that the recoverable amount shall be higher because the period is not extended. Okay? The period is not extended, and if you gave him 2 million shillings, by the time he asks for a top up, he's just left with, say, 500,000 shillings. So if I come and then say, okay, give me another 500,000 shillings on top of this, the period remains the same, you increase the recovery amount, still remain the same. Okay? At the end of the day, still, even on this 500,000 shillings, you'll be getting your interest. Okay? However, if you have a policy that, let them finish the whole thing and then we give them a new one, and in that particular case, as they finish even the other interest, we shall put, there is no problem. We will force them to finish. Okay? It is just on paper, and when you are releasing a new loan, first take off this money. Okay? Yeah. But the system allows you to record a top up on an existing loan, and then things can work out that way. Then now let us move on to our dividends and the interest on savings. Okay? Remember, at the end of the year, we are supposed to calculate dividends and give them out to the member. How is the computer going to help us with this kind of thing? That is number. Number two, in order to encourage a good liquidity position within the SACCO, we can encourage members to save as much money as possible. Because when somebody saves, the money is still his or hers, and he or she will pick it at any time, their choice. However, that money that they have saved is the very money which the SACCO uses to give out loans. So the more savings you have, the more revenue you will get through commercial banks. Get the idea? So how are you going to attract savings from your members? Give them interest. Are you giving interest on savings here? You don't. You give on shares alone. This is also it. Give interest on this outstanding balances on people's savings accounts. That one will now discourage them to withdraw every now and then. Let it remain there. And when we are giving interest on that savings, we normally do it on outstanding balance at the end of the month. Okay? But you take a bigger period. Say from 1st January up to 30th June. Let us calculate savings interest put it onto people's. Okay. Good. Now click on admin interface here. Lots of things that we have here in this interface, but our interest now is to begin with on dividends calculations. If you click, then you say our processing date is today. Okay. So the computer is telling you that you have two members here. Nsereko, he has 40,000 in shares. Sentongo, he has 60,000 shares. It is the shares which attract the dividend. Okay, so the more shares you buy, the more money that you're going to receive from the profit that has been made at the end of the year. Okay, so the computer is telling you that total shares now is 100. Dividend, that is the amount of money that the board has agreed to share after looking at your expenditure account. Let us assume that they have noticed that we have 200,000. Okay? So, once you have 200,000 shillings to share, just tell the computer that display results. What is it going to display for me? Display dividend calculation results. Hey. So when you click on display dividend calculation results, the computer now is going to show you that in Sereko is going to get 80,000 shillings. And the Sentongo, who has 60, will get 120,000 shillings. So you have divided these 200,000 shillings. Okay? And you can, I can see an Excel thing. Maybe you can export this to Excel. That is our Excel sheet to show us how much each one is going to get based on their shares. So now, after you have established the allocation of each member, you tell the computer that post this. Let us check and see where it has put this. Where do you think this computer has put it? At the end of the financial year, when you decided to share your profit, how do you get it? Yes, after audit has said that okay, you share with 200,000, you get cash. You guys. Yeah? There is something that I wanted you to hear from. You get it throughout. You get cash, or you have never shared. You have ever. These dividends, you should put them on savings account. It's not necessary. Cash. Yeah. That's the most civilized way of doing it. Okay? So when you tell the computer that you post dividends, because it has a savings account for every member, it is going to post that information to the savings account. Let us go back to our accounts and then see whether our savings account received something 40 and 120. Here we are. It is telling you that in Sereko, Sorry, non-SACCOS has got 180,000 shillings. And where has it gone? To account 80,002. And we said 80,002 is which account?
Save.
Account. So if you want your money to draw, you get it? Yeah. By the way, in some SACCOS, they charge some little something when you hmm? to discourage what? It will discourage members from saving. You know when he doesn't save with you, okay? And he takes the money home, again they are going to okay? And if he doesn't save with you and take the money to the bank again will also choke something. Eh? So you should not fear that it is going to discourage. However, one way
mobile money,
they will choke.
they normally charge with
But one way of tricking them is to say that when you save with us, we shall give you the end of the month, we shall just get our 1%, give it to you. But when you withdraw, we shall charge you. We shall charge you something. So it becomes a win-win. When he gives the money there, it attracts interest in her or his paper. When he withdraws, you get some revenue also. Okay?
How can the hope to share this? Because according to the SACCO, by